Shalom, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as always, we'll be talking about our weekly Torah portion. This week, Parshas Vayitchanan, the second Torah portion in the book of Dvarim. And in general, those are recommendations and the laws that Moses tells us how to behave in the future in the land of Israel, and memoirs of whatever happened to Jewish people in the desert. But I want to ask you a question. How many times you end up in a situation when the Jewish law, halacha, tells us to do one thing, but your guts, your conscience, that we usually call it, tells us that you have to do something different. I will bring you an example. Example maybe not so obvious, but it's an example that I encounter at least once a week. Or you maybe also can see this example if you participate in the services on Shabbat in Lubavitch in Chabad synagogue. Because, according to the Jewish law, the person that is allowed to be called to the Torah, likabel aliyah, to accept the ascent to the Torah, it's only whoever had a bris and is circumcised, Shabbat observant. If you know about him that he is not desecrating Shabbat publicly, you're not allowed to call them. But I tell you from my personal experience, the majority of the people in my synagogue, they either come with a phone on their belt, or more observant, put their phone on silence in their pocket that nobody will see. The majority comes with the car and park their car right in front of the synagogue if they can find parking. But more observant, they park their car around the corner. So what? I'm not gonna call this person to the Torah. Maybe it's the first time that they came to the show. Maybe they don't know. Maybe it's the first time that this person will be called to the Torah in his life in general. And then there is bar mitzvah. In our weekly Torah portion, Moses says, seemingly repeating himself in two phrases. The one phrase says that you should observe the laws and the recommendations, suggestions, and covenant with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, and all the mitzvahs of Hashem. And this next phrase says, and to do right and proper in the eyes of God, in the eyes of heaven, and then you inherit the land. Seemingly, this repeats itself. If those are Hashem's mitzvahs, if those are commandments, so obviously this is right in the eyes of Hashem. One in the next phrase we say, and we have to do right in the eyes of Hashem. This is a question that asked by our sages. Babylonian Talmud asks, what does it mean to do right in the eyes of Hashem? And he brings seemingly unrelated example from the real estate law. If you want to sell your property and there is adjusted property of your neighbor to your property, obviously you it's a free market, which is very important to the Jewish law. You open to sell to anybody, whoever gives a better price. But, says Talmud, in order to be a nice neighbor, you first of all have to offer it to your neighbor. Or even if you didn't offer and somebody else already gave you an offer, and even you did the closing or whatever it is, how it works, if your neighbor said that, why you didn't ask me, I want to buy it, you have to cancel that deal and sell it to your neighbor. Rashi says that this is explanation of the praise to do right in the eyes of Hashem, to be nice to your neighbors, first of all, to be nice to the people. Ramban Nachmanid, he goes a little bit further. He says, yes, we have plenty of mitzvahs. Most of them are technicals, but some they tell us about how to build a good character, not to gossip, not to be jealous and so on. But Torah, says Ramban, cannot give you all the details how to be a good person. This is why the training is in place. You have to practice to be a good person, even in such a business matter of the real estate. In other words, the Torah tells us that it gives us a, I believe, very important term in Yiddish that's very popular, at least in New York. We say a Mensch. A Mensch literally means a man. Or other words that tell us, yes, you should follow the law. You must follow the law. But first of all, be a mensch, be a good person. And it's all up to training. Thank you very much. Good luck. I see you next week.